Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck Spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we're going to be looking at Hint24's Rush Warrior, not Ruzg, Rush Warrior. Rush Warrior being an archetype that I've really wanted to play for quite a while, but it never really was performing very well. Until now, Hint24 managed to hit Legend with this deck, I believe. So we'll take a look at it and see what they're doing right, and maybe what other people missed out on in the past. So Rush Warrior is generally revolves around the Town Crier, which is a fantastic one-drop. It's a 1-2, which is very well statted right now, and draws us a Rush minion from our deck. So the Rush minions that we are playing are Red Band Wasp, which is great against a lot of 1-power minions, and especially 1-toughness minions. We've also got Rabid Worgen, and Militia Commander, which is probably the best of the Rush minions. Cheers with Tommy's Boombox. Thank you so much, Nordrasil. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. So we got the Militia Commanders in here, which is one of the better Rush minions, better pieces of ways for us to control the board. And we have Darius in here too, which is a great way for us to snowball. So the Woodcutter's Axe is here to support these Rush minions. It's also a great tool for us to control the board. Functions a lot like the Odd Rogue Dagger, except we have to play it from our hand, but we can get some extra benefits out of that, dropping out a buff on the Death Rattle. So all these Rush minions are great at letting us control the board. I think what Hint24 has done, obviously we haven't played the deck yet, but I think what's really interesting is this Rampage. Rampage with Cruel Taskmaster and the Whirlwind effect of Bloodrazor. I think this might have been what the deck needed as a way to kind of just go all in on one minion. We can kind of see this with Rogue when they'll play Cold Bloods early, as opposed to maybe saving them for the safer, like play on a charge minion, Leroy, Southsea Deckhand, that kind of stuff. So I think that element of the deck is maybe what's given it a bit more success. Being able to go Town Crier into Armani Berserker, into realize that your opponent doesn't have a lot of great spot removal, so you rampage up, start hitting face, and eventually they're low enough that we can hopefully finish them off with some of our charging minions like the Core Chronolite or Grom Hellscream, or that this creates another threat that means that we can sneak a Frothing Berserker or even some triggers off a Valkyr Soul Claimer whilst our opponent is too busy dealing with this massive rampaging threat. So that's pretty much the deck. We've got Battle Rages in here, which I love playing with. Draw a bunch of cards, really help restock. Kind of functions like a cheaper Divine Favor. What Divine Favor does in Paladin. And we've got some late game cards here in Grom, which is a nice way to finish people off, and Scourge Lord Garrosh, which I guess gives us 12 damage worth of weapon hits. So we'll see how those play out too, and we'll be back with some games.
Versus Maiev.
All right.
None can escape my
Up against
fury.
Rogue.
Victory or death.
I think this is a fine hand. Keep this. Do I have another job? Yes, I do. I work at a game store. Cards, collectibles, these types of things. It's something I've been doing for... Ooh, perfect draw. Something I've been doing for quite a while. No Odd Rogue. Dodging the Odd Rogues today. Shiv prep sap? Eviscerate. This is a maybe an overreaction. It's hard to say.
I'm fast and furious!
Save the coin maybe for this, get this Darius down. What's it called? It's called Next Level Games. That's what the franchise is called. You're a registered nurse in the USA. Ah, fantastic. What area are you from?
What now?
Defend the gates! To me!
Do I coin this town crier? Yes.
Job's done.
In Minnesota. Nice. The very cold part of the country, right? But lots of big sporting state as well. Work in orthopedics, knees, hips, shoulders, etc. Ah, how long have you been doing that for? Since 2005, been a nurse since 2013. It's pretty good pay. Regardless of the pay, I think it's just a very respectable job. You know, I have all the respect in the world for firefighters, nurses, doctors, ambulance workers, emergency service workers. Opponent takes 4 for the pleasure. Seems like a good a time as any to get Dr. Darius down. I think we'll save the last trigger on this woodcutter's axe. I got a feeling that Darius is not going to live for much longer anyway. Yeah, I think it's a really respectable line of work. For sure.
I wonder.
Well, when I said I thought Darius wasn't going to live, I didn't think he was going to eat a Leroy. That is for sure.
Defend the gates!
Listen here!
Thanks, I love it. It's stressful, but good self-care is super important. Yeah, I think it... I don't know how it is in other places of the world, but I think self-care is something that should be taught a lot more in schools. You know, whether that's just, you know, helping people understand the difference between, like, you know, good self-care and, like, destructive self-care. You know, I know for me, I can be quite destructive when I self-care. You know, I tend to just hermit myself, and that can be not exactly the best thing. Not exactly the thing you want to be doing. But I think teaching people how to self-care well is really important. Whereabouts in Australia do I live? I live in Melbourne, Australia.
This guy's toast.
The greatest state in Victoria. The greatest state in Australia, if you ask anyone who isn't from New South Wales. Bah! Feeling strong. Let's queue into another. Up against the priest here.
Light shall bring victory. Victory or death!
Send all these back. When I was in elementary school, we had a geography lesson that used Australia, Perth and whatnot. I thought they're all fake towns. Well, I mean, if you in elementary school thought that, then I guess that kind of gives some validity to the it was like a year ago or something, but the people who thought that like Australia was a hoax.
It's time for a little blood.
So they can do something interesting here where they bump in and then heal the Berserker. Means they draw a card, but they commit to losing the Northshire Cleric. No, they're healing the Cleric.
Who you want me killed?
Let's just get in. Get the damage going. Flat Earthers. Yeah, I mean, it's the same kind of spectrum, you know. If you... I honestly think if you can believe something as a child, then there might be someone out there who believes it as a, as an adult. So this is a pretty clean Duskbreaker for our opponent. So we'll punish them a little bit with the frothing, who's going to get quite big if our opponent does drop the aforementioned Breaker of Dusk. Interesting heal there. So do we press our advantage with Korkron? Or do we Battle Rage? I think we'll press our advantage. We have another Korkron as well.
Who you want me killed? I strike.
Which truly represents 1 billion damage. And at 5 mana, they can't have too many great answers for this.
Engaging TC 130.
MC Tech into the Rush minion trade. Still die.
You have been.
Boom! Crushed him. And the fact that we even still had a great line when our opponent had like their best out is really promising. They needed stuff like Spirit Lash there. So that was great. Happy with that. I'm back with another.
Garrosh versus Lunara.
Okay. First game up against Druid.
Victory or death.
So we really want to hit our town crier, that's for sure. I think given the amount of great 2-drop minions in our deck, I think we can send back the Woodcutter's Axe for an extra shot at those minions. Can I do an American accent? I can probably do a terrible one. Can probably do a terrible one. Like we were talking about Brooklyn accents before. I'm walking here. That stuff. But I think all accents that I can do would just be terribly like terribly, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not racist, but probably stereotypical. That's the word that I'm looking for. And we don't like being stereotypical. So we can cruel Taskmaster and get in for a bunch.
Back to work.
I kind of like that, especially because this trades with both of our minions. We have the Blood Razor to follow up as well, so if our opponent is dropping like a Vicious Fledgling here, we don't have to worry about it too much. Wrath is just okay.
It's time for a little blood.
This might be a weak, bit of a weak woodcutter's axe. Do have what, five rush minions left in the deck. Wow. Ooh. So we can play this red band wasp.
Who you want me kill? Back to work. Job's done.
I think we could have played around that better. Looks like token druid. Yep. Sucks to not be. Maybe we should have just played the Blood Razor there and not worried about the trigger off the woodcutter's axe. That probably would have been a lot smarter. It means we can get in for 5 as well.
Now, how about...
Yeah, I think that would have been a bit smarter. We could have even like just attacked face with the. Are they going for the double trade? Ooh, that is a great draw.
Rush the enemy. Defend Gilneas. Job done.
Especially with none of the red band wasps left in our deck. Thankfully, they didn't have the second red band wasp, second arcane tyrant.
My blade be thirsty. Attack! Taroga! No problem.
Okay, let's see if they have the business. They can definitely take down one of these. Presumably the Frothing Berserker. Just really still kicking myself over that missing that Blood Razor play.
Pay attention, class!
I am ready to learn. I am ready to learn.
Your magic shall not save you.
I didn't go off in the order that I wanted. Yeah, I should have punched the tree. I was thinking that that death rattle would go off before my death rattle did. But, no. Unfortunate. I've seen the quest mage with lots of mana bind secrets and whatnot. Copy spells from enemy to cast. Not. I haven't seen a quest mage in a very long time. Ugh. We're playing like garbage a little bit, so after this game we're gonna chill out for 2 seconds, gonna recoup. But yeah, no, I haven't seen a quest mage, especially a quest mage with mana binds. But maybe they've picked like a good spot in the meta to do that kind of strategy. Like if you're mana binding, you know, nourishes and branching paths and stuff. It's pretty interesting. I've only seen it once. It was pretty cool. Ah, nice. What was it in wild or standard or?
Defend the gates! To me!
We should have whirlwinded first. Just kind of want our opponent to extend a little bit more into the Shadow Morn. Hope that they're not actually Malagos Druid or something. Because I think our chance might be to win in fatigue. Ooh. Just casual standard, you lost. Jeez.
Your magic shall not save you.
Let's go, Spellbreaker. You can do it. I think they're definitely making the correct choice to go for the attack route.
Defend the gates! To me!
As just with their hero power, they can kill us before they even hit fatigue. Let alone if they have like ultimate infestation for the last 5. Swipe as well. Ooh.
For the war chief! For Hell's Creed!
We might be able to get them with a sneaky Grom. Sneaky Grom hero power. What are they thinking about here? They're thinking about playing the ultimate infestation.
My thoughts are plagued.
They should have the other spellstone, I'd imagine.
A tangled web.
This is the 2-turn clock.
I'm boss! I'm furious! For Hellscream! Before me! I'm almost out of cards.
I think they can just still kill us with the ultimate infestation, and they won't fatigue out because it'll be on 22, and 4 is only. So actually, if we'd ripped Grom, we might have. Oh no, they would have just lived. No, they'd be on 0 health, but then have the armor, because you draw cards, then gain the armor. Interesting. Actually, even with all our goofs, it was still a little bit close.
Garrosh versus Throw.
Okay. Up against Shaman.
Victory or death!
Red Band Wasp is pretty interesting against Shaman. If they roll the 1/1 totem, can be pretty punishing. But I think we'll try and find some other options here. Especially Battle Rage is proving to be a little bit awkward when we don't have a weapon. I think the Battle Rage heard what I said and just came back as like, nah, I can do it.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
What do you mean I can't draw cards? Watch me. It's 2 PM in Melbourne. Yeah, it is. What time is it in the Midwest? Headline: Flat Earther makes legend with Rush Warrior. Ah, just like we drew it up. So good thing about Even Warrior with this type of deck is we're not going to be worried about Lightning Storm and Volcano, which are clearly very good cards against us. 11 PM in the Midwest. Woof, be a night shift person. So did you just you're going to start up soon, or are you on break, or? Have I heard of Ochre? No. I'm reading it for the first time right now.
The blade betrays me.
What is that thing? For Corpse Taker? We got the Spellbreaker for it?
Is here.
Your magic shall not save you.
I strike.
You mean Arca? Oh, you're talking about the like inflection. In which case, yes, I have. Okay, what's our play here? We want to try and keep things as healthy as possible. So we can go for Militia Commander, Town Crier. Yeah, I think that's
Defend the gates.
definitely where we want to be. So we're not playing anything, like, we're always playing Militia Commander there, regardless of what we get off Town Crier. But yes, I've definitely heard that inflection. spend quite a lot of time with various members of the LGBTQIA family.
You win this.
Da, 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 da. Oh, how good did that Spellbreaker feel? I hope everyone out there felt, they just felt that, that fury coming out of us. Oh, that's 2 expansions worth of pain for warriors just being unleashed upon them. Alright. Let's take a look at this. Honestly, every part of the deck felt great. The Battle Rages did feel a little awkward when we didn't draw the Woodcutter's Axe. So I think there's a lot of elements there that we might need to just be really careful of when we're mulliganing. We do have a lot of great 2s, which is very helpful, even though we're lacking the 1s. I'd like to see a version of this deck that maybe tries to play a couple more 1-drops. Not that I think that it's better, but I'd love to see what it looks like. Maybe some Fireflies or something like that. Darius proved pretty good. I feel like this late game package is probably as much as we need. And I would have loved to have seen the Valkyria Soulclaimer in any of those games. I suspect that, given that there's only 1, that it's not too powerful. But I would have loved to have hit one, because I really do think that this card is something special. Oh no, come back. There we go. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone article for this deck. Big shout out to one of my favorite people, Jelani Owati, for putting this deck on Hearthstone and letting everybody know, because it is a super sweet one. You can definitely hit them up as well over on YouTube. They make some fantastic content. Let them know that you like this deck, or let them know what kind of changes you'd like to see, or some experimentation you'd like to see. Other than that, all the social links will be down there as well, so if you do have a deck for me, you want me to check something out, or you've got a fantastic meme, you can always hit me up at Tommy_Wave. And yeah, until next time, please do remember to check me out on Twitch as well. We've got lots of lovely people in the chat. We've been getting a lot of support lately. Lots of subs. You get that Stay Wavy emote. And speaking of, until next time, stay wavy, friends. Bye.